Tonight, in part 2 of Only Here for This Moment, Jeff Buckley in his own words, Jeff talks about the songs on Grace and reflects on the comparisons that have been made between his music and that of the Smiths and Led Zeppelin.
Am I happy to be compared to them? Well, it depends on if you're talking to an NME or Spin, because Spin will take the Zeppelin influence, which I can point out in a couple of places. I mean, it's obvious. The Mojo section. But they say it's annoying. I'll just have to, accept it all as just being, very complimentary. To be compared to the Smiths, high honor. And Zeppelin as well. I actually met Robert at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And, he said something that I'll never forget. Well done, kid. It was great. He was a very charming man. Mojo Pin and Grace I wrote with Gary Lucas. Last Goodbye, Lover, Eternal Life. Those are a little bit older. Actually, Lover is a bit newer. So Real I wrote with Michael in about a day. Dream Brother was finished right at the last minute. And, I don't know, they just came about all different ways. Because I had burned away a lot of material that I had been working on before, just totally dispensed with it and wanted to start something new. It's a bit of sabotage on my part, but I think I'm all the better for it. Just pushing me in brand new directions. Actually, this is a good question to answer, because what's going to happen is I made a lyric book for people who wanted to know what the lyrics were. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get permission for the 3 covers, because, printing up the booklets alone was like a lot of money for me. It's not a Sony expense, it's mine. Which means like zero. Like 0 funds to work with. And so I'm gonna send them to the fan club, the people that like wrote in and say, please give me lyrics, and that's only overseas. I didn't include them because, well, 2 reasons. One is that in my esteem it didn't really look all that impressive on paper, and I'm a bit self-conscious about it. Second reason is sometimes it's better just to garner your own interpretation of the song, just to get your own picture of it and have it happen to you as much as possible, rather than having a blueprint to go by. But I guess next time I'll include lyrics. Or, you're 5 years old and you think it's ooh-ah, tic-tac-toe, and it's really spill the wine, dig that pearl. It's kind of a nice, cool mistake. My friend Roy Rollo, we were friends in Orange County. He'd always make me tapes of classical works, but usually with vocals, always with vocals. I in turn tried to make tapes of the thing I was in at the really into 24 hours a day was Miles and Coltrane and Sonny Rollins and Duke Ellington, but he didn't really get it, so it wasn't quite an equal exchange. Especially when Ornette Coleman picks up the violin, he just didn't get it. But, so I have these tons of stuff, and, I don't know, I just love them. So I put it on the album for him. And, I, wanted to have a link to the solo shows. And I wanted it to be very odd. And I thought that Corpus Christi, I just used to pull them out in shows. I used to pull anything out and make up stuff, and just like last night, Last Goodbye was going wrong because the 12-string was out of tune, so I tuned it up and then we started with a whole new version that we just made up. That's the way the shows go, sometimes. Although now we're having to be a bit tighter because it's just an introduction with people. But as time goes on, I hope we can get a bit wilder. But with a certain focus, you can do anything. And with a certain patience on the, not patience, patience and understanding and just a will to just experience something new on everybody's part. Which is hard because you pay your hard-earned money for something and you don't want to get bored and just go to the bar. It's heartbreaking for both parties involved.